Hello, what is up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kirsty and today I am giving you guys some tips on how to find a good roommate. So I've been living with different roommates for 4 years now. Yeah, 4 years now. I've had a few different roommates along the way. And I've had some really terrible roommates and I've had some really good roommates. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips, some things to look out for, and just advice on finding a good roommate. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So if you are not living like at home with your parents, then you're probably living with a roommate. It's a lot cheaper to live with roommates rather than just by yourself, because you can like kind of split the cost of things with however many people. So here are my tips to finding a good roommate, someone that you can live with. My first thing to keep in mind is that friends won't always be the best roommates. I remember when I went off to college, me and one of my good friends were going to the same college. And we had decided not to live together, like in the dorm. I think because one, we just wanted to be able to meet new people. But something else is like, if you're friends with someone for a long time and then you move in together, you guys could end up fighting and then that would ruin your friendship. So I don't think that would have happened with me and my friend, but that's just something to keep in mind. So then when you're looking for a roommate, you need to have like a list of questions to ask them, like when you find someone who is, you know, interested in living with you or you're interested in living with them. So a set of questions, like first of all, just to get to know them, and secondly, to see if you're going to be able to live with them for, you know, however long you plan on having this roommate. So different questions like, do you smoke? Do you drink a lot? Do you do any sort of drugs? Things like that are very important. I know I ended up having a roommate who smoked cigarettes and I did not know she smoked cigarettes, and it just, the smell, all of it grosses me out. I don't like that smell in my house. Like she would leave like ashtrays full of cigarettes out on the patio. Like I will never have that again. So, you know, questions like that. Do you have any pets? Like for me, I have a dog, so I know if I was gonna live with anyone else, they would also have to have like a large dog like mine, because a small dog wouldn't work, a cat would not work. So, you know, or if you don't want to live with an animal, make sure you figure out if they have an animal or not. Figuring out where they work, what their job is. Are they gonna be able to afford to pay the rent and pay bills? Like, you know, how often do they work? Things like that. Like, is it steady? Like, do they have steady income? And then also that'll tell you like, oh, are they, you know, do they have to wake up really early, or do they have like a night shift? Like, when will they be home? Things like that. Do they have a significant other, a boyfriend or a girlfriend who is going to be spending a lot of time over at the house? That's something to keep in mind. That can be kind of annoying. That's something also you need to keep in mind for yourself. Like if you have, you know, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and if they're over every day, that can get like annoying for your roommate, because it's like, you don't live here, like get out of my house.
Get out of my house.
Do they always like to have a lot of people over, or like throw parties, things like that? If you're not comfortable with having a lot of people or having parties in your house, that's something you need to discuss. Sharing stuff, like are you guys going to be sharing clothes? Are you going to be sharing food? Are you going grocery shopping together? Or, you know, figure out what is okay to use and not to use of the other person. You know, think like if someone is like really strictly, I don't want you in my room touching my stuff, touching anything that's mine, you know, things like that. Who pays for what? You most of the time you'll be splitting the bills, but you know, maybe, I don't know, some people I guess could split it up differently. Like with me and my roommates, we've always just split everything equally. But you know, that's something to figure out. Who is paying for what and how much are they paying and this and that. Are they a heavy sleeper or are they a light sleeper? If you're a really light sleeper, you're probably gonna want someone who is respectful of, you know, while you're sleeping. And same goes for them. If they're a heavy sleeper, you know, like, okay, I don't have to be too quiet. Or if they're a light sleeper, you know, different things like that. Something else that's pretty important is like cleanliness. That's something that people always ask, but usually everyone's always like, yeah, I'm clean. Or some people are like clean freaks. Like everything has to be clean and prim and proper like every second. And then there's people who say they're clean, but really they're really messy. So if you're able to like really get to know someone before you move in with them, that would be one thing to like look for, to like see like, are they like, do they leave their stuff laying around everywhere, or do they like clean up after themselves? So when looking for a roommate, there's like a whole bunch of different websites that you can look on. Like I know like roommate.com is one. There's like a whole bunch. Also like in your area, there's probably a Facebook group that you can go on to look for a roommate. I know where I live, there's like a whole bunch of different groups like that that is like for renting and leasing and looking for roommates and stuff like that. So those are good places to look. I would probably stay off like Craigslist while looking for a roommate. I mean, it depends on your area, I guess, but I don't think anyone who would post on Craigslist, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I personally wouldn't find a roommate on Craigslist. Just because for the people that are in my area, like the things that are on Craigslist, like, no, it's usually a lot of weird stuff like going on Craigslist. So just try to get to know someone as much as possible before moving in with them, because you are, like if you guys sign a lease together, you're probably gonna be stuck there with them for however long your lease is for. So if it's a year, that's a whole year being stuck with this person, because it's kind of hard to get out of a lease. So keep that in mind. A couple of years ago, my friend and I were moving into a place, and it was a 3-bedroom, and we needed to find a third roommate like as soon as possible. Like we were very unprepared and we did not have a third roommate. So basically one of our friends had a coworker that was looking for a place to live, so we were like, sure, that's fine, like we'll take her. We just need someone because we want to live in this place so bad, we don't even care. That was a huge mistake. This girl ended up being the worst roommate I have ever had. Like, oh my gosh, I could do a whole video just dedicated to like this horror story of a roommate. So, and we lived with her for a year. It was me and my friend and then her. And so me and my friend it was terrible for a whole year. Try to get to know someone as best as possible. Don't be scared to like ask them these hard questions, these, you know, do you do drugs? Like, you know, whatever. Because those are things you need to know if you're gonna live with someone. And also like make sure you're honest with them as well. Like if you're not comfortable sharing your stuff, tell them that. Be like, I don't want you touching anything of mine. Like you need to tell them that, or else it's gonna like cause conflict later on. So make sure you're being honest with the person as well. Something else is like if you connect with them on social media, like look through their pictures and their posts and stuff, like creep on them. Like go through their pictures. If there's like a lot of pictures of them, like, I don't know, like being drunk somewhere, like doing drugs, and like that's not something you want to be around, then I would say don't room with them. You know, if you go through your posts and they I don't know, they're talking about how much they hate their current roommate, like figure out what the deal is with that. Or also if you're planning on living someone and you know maybe like their prior roommate, maybe talk to them. You can be like, hey, like how was this person as a roommate? Like should I live with them? What, you know, you can ask them. I don't see any problem with that. So yeah, definitely ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. do your research, do your digging on this person, go through their social medias, like go through everything, make sure, you know, they're not being fake, and yeah, I hope for the best. All right, y'all, that is it for the video. I hope this was helpful. I hope you are able to find a good roommate who doesn't want to like kill you while you're sleeping. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I will see y'all in the next one.